Hey guys, welcome to the next episode of Quant Foundry. Today's going to be a pretty quick video where I'm going to walk you through probably one of the biggest differentiators within Tableau and what sets it apart from other competitors on the business intelligence platform landscape. That feature is called dynamic filtering. When Tableau first came out, or when I first started using Tableau in 2011, 2010, this was a major feature improvement that made a huge difference in setting Tableau apart from the competitors. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in. I've got a dashboard that I've already built here. So when I first started in business intelligence, you were pretty much limited to just static views and charts, usually built in something like Cognos or Microsoft Excel, and put over into a delivery mechanism like PowerPoint. Tableau and these things were static, and what we're showing here is kind of like an example of what a static visualization will look like. It gives you a snapshot of a few different cuts of data. It wasn't interactive. You weren't able to toggle and make on the fly filters and adjustments to your data to change exactly how you were analyzing your data. Tableau introduced dynamic filtering and enabled you to do this. So what we've got here is we've got a heat map in the top left quadrant, color coding states by revenue. Over here, we've got a running total of revenue segmented by industry or vertical over the last 12 months. Down here, we've got a data grid or a pivot table showing top line input metrics or activity metrics for an outbound sales team. And then we've broken out aggregate revenue across 3 different verticals. In the past, this would be delivered in a PowerPoint or an Excel workbook, and screenshots or JPEG outputs of these images would be thrown and delivered to a client. Wasn't super useful, very one-off. If you wanted to filter for a specific region or filter for a specific state, that you would have to go back to your analyst or an analytics team and run a new report. So if we wanted to see how these 3 verticals were performing in Florida alone instead of the entire country, we'd have to go back, put in a filter for our Florida state, and run a new report for Florida. That can take hours of time of coordinating meetings, running the new report, modifying the initial query, things like that. But Tableau introduced with dynamic filtering, if we want to filter all of this data by Florida, we just click on it. So we have Florida selected. We're able to see total activity metrics that help drive Florida's $677,000 in revenue. We're able to see the running total of revenue on a monthly basis, and we're able to see which verticals were driving Florida sales, which in this case is just retail. So I'm going to go ahead and unselect Florida again. And reset our view. So what I'm going to do is create a new dashboard where we're going to be able, let me exit presentation mode here. I'm going to go ahead and create a new dashboard. To do that, we go to this icon here, this 2x2 matrix, and select that. That's going to create a new dashboard. I've already got my worksheets created, so if you want to follow along with another data set that you've been working with, you're more than welcome to. Alternatively, I am using the Salesforce sales data set that we've been using in previous episodes. So first thing I'm going to do, this white space here is our active canvas, and this gray area is our available canvas. I'm going to go ahead and change the dimensions of our active canvas. Best practice for me, and that I usually teach students, is we click here and change our setting from a fixed range, which is currently 420 by 560 pixels, and I'm going to go ahead and select automatic. And you can see our available canvas real estate has expanded to the total screen. What this does is it enables us to, Tableau will adjust the dashboard size based on whatever screen real estate you're viewing the dashboard on, whether that be on a laptop, a monitor, or a tablet or phone. The dashboard will scale to the available screen real estate. Now, in this dashboard view, Everything is drag and drop, just like the worksheet builder view within Tableau that we've explored in the previous episodes. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and bring in our revenue by state. If we hover over these worksheets names, we should get a preview, but for some reason it's not populating except for revenue by vertical. That's fine. Let's go ahead and bring the revenue by vertical, drag this and drop it to the center, and you can see that it's populated. We're going to go ahead and bring in, I think it's outbound team scorecard. I'm going to bring that guy in as well. Actually, that is the team view, so let's take a look. It's just activity, that's right. Bring that to the bottom hemisphere. Everything is snapped to grid, so if you can see, when I drag here, it'll light up and show a demo of what the impact to the dashboard real estate will be. So you can kind of drag and drop to wherever, however you want your layout to look. I'm going to go ahead and change this view to just go ahead and fit all of our rows and columns on this activity section to fit the entire view. To do that, we just click on the white. We'll get this pop-up box, click on the drop down, go to fit, entire view, and then let's see what happens when we do that. So now it takes over the entire screen real estate. This is a little too large, but we're going to be putting additional things in here to minimize the amount of space this is taking up. Okay, so this is great. Let's go ahead and take our outbound team scorecard, SDR booking rate, territory performance. That's our map. Let's go ahead and take this worksheet, drag it to the top left hemisphere, and we got our map now. And we've got, let me think back. Let's look at the enterprise. Yeah, total revenue by vertical. That's the next one we want to bring in. So total revenue by vertical is going to be right here. I'm going to drag this into the bottom right quadrant and let go. Cool. So we're pretty much done here. There's some formatting we need to do, and we need to activate dynamic filtering. Let's go ahead and do the formatting first. I'm going to go ahead right here, this section, it's called a container. It contains our legends and our quick filters. I'm going to go ahead and remove our legends. Generally, I don't use legends unless they are critical to the visualization. I would say the only legend that's critical here is the vertical color coding. So I'm going to get rid of this revenue spectrum and our average total touch point spectrum. Vertical, I'm going to, just to give our running total view a little bit more screen real estate, I'm going to change this to a floating. It's currently fixed, so that'll enable us to arrange it in a different way. So let's go ahead and select floating. Now we can bring it to the top, drag it where we want, and then I'm going to change this to a single row. Let's go ahead and resize this. There we go. Clean it up, clean it up. Okay, it's not perfect, but it does the job for the purposes of this video. We can also, actually, let's see what this looks like if we go ahead and bring it here and make it a little bit more obvious. We'll drop it here on the actual chart. Okay, great. Now the only thing that's left in our container is our region quick filter. This maps back to our heat map of the United States. So I'm going to go, you see how this container is taking up one column, and then this total revenue by vertical view expands beyond this. To go ahead and clean this up so that everything is evenly distributed, we're going to click on this handle here. We're going to drag it to the far right to create a new column. You can see the gray populating now. Let's let go, and then let's resize this. We don't need too much space as region. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, great. So we've got the formatting more or less done. Now next we're going to do is let's turn dynamic filtering on. Let's start with the map. So go ahead and click on the white space here on the map. That'll pop up this bar here. So X would remove this from the dashboard. This shortcut is a quick shortcut to take you to the sheet that this visualization is built on. So like if you wanted to make formatting adjustments or change any type of dimensions or metrics you're working with, you can use that to quickly navigate back to the worksheet. And then this funnel is exactly what we're looking for. So right now this is blacked out. We want the funnel to be filled to denote that this worksheet is now active as a filter. So go ahead and select this. Click it once. It's filled. Let's go ahead and click on Texas. Let's see what happens. What we just did is we enabled this worksheet to be filterable on the rest of the dashboard. So anything we click on in this map will act as a filter on the rest of the dashboard. So when we click on Texas, it should filter our other 3 visualizations to show only data specific to Texas. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Texas, and there we go. So we saw this changed. Retail and consumer verticals are what's driving most of Texas's revenue. It's on select. And yeah, so we can look at outbound call activity at the enterprise level is 1 million calls. If we click on Texas, it shows only 53,000 calls were made from Texas, or from the Texas sales team. Okay, so that's great that we've confirmed that our filter is working. So let's go ahead and apply dynamic filtering to all of our views. So click on the white space here to activate our revenue by vertical running total. Same deal, let's click on the funnel to activate quick filtering. Let's go down to our activity scorecard, select it. I'm going to activate the funnel. Let's go ahead and hit that, and we'll do our vertical worksheet as well. All right, so let's go ahead and test this out. So let's go ahead and click on the retail vertical. Okay, this shows us all the states and the running total of retail revenue over 2018, and as well all the sales activity that helped generate that. Let's check a look at revenue by vertical on the running total. So if we click here, we're going to be filtering on consumer revenue for the month of November. There's no year date in this, it's just November. So this is a snapshot of consumer revenue in the month of November. If we want to select multiple months, we can hold the Command key if you're on Mac, Control if you're on Windows, and select multiple months. And that will enable you to select whichever months you're interested in analyzing. Since this is a running total, I wouldn't necessarily use that. I would probably create another view that shows a static trend line of month-over-month revenue instead of a running total if I wanted to segment on a specific month alone. Okay, next we can look at our closed sales accepted leads. Oh wait, yeah, that shouldn't map back to anything actually. This is a disparate data source here. Okay, so let's go ahead and test our region filter. I'm going to click this drop down, and let's go ahead and select Southeast. So our heat map changes to the Southeast states. Our revenue by vertical changed to reflect revenue from the Southeast, and our vertical bar charts and activity scorecard all change to reflect Southeast data. Let's go ahead and reset this. And cool. Well, there you have it. That's a quick and dirty run through on how to use dynamic filtering in Tableau. Thanks.